Unstoppable with that crossover. That hurts.
Welcome to ChariotMan Videos. What is going on, everybody? This is ChariotMan Videos, and I'm coming at you with another video. Now, you probably wondering, what was that all about with the Atari symbol is? And it had the little MK, the original Mortal Kombat arcade version of the music to demonstrate that. Now, you probably wondering, what is Atari? Those of you that have not been gaming back in the 1970s and early 80s, you're wondering, what is Atari? Because I grew up on Nintendo and Sega, and I grew up on everything else after that. A lot of you youngsters that's around the 19 that's grew up, that was born in the late 90s and all that early, you never know, you may not know what that is, but I'm gonna tell you this. And before I get started with that, I'm going to go into this article that I found on Forbes, is that Atari could disrupt the game console market with the upcoming AtariBox. Now, you're probably wondering, like I was saying before, what is Atari? Why is Atari going to disrupt the gaming market with this box? You know why? Because we haven't heard from Atari. The only thing we heard from Atari was they had a few games that came out. All right? But Atari have not came out with a console since the Atari Jaguar, and it was a disaster. Before that, they used to rule the game company before Nintendo and Sega came about. Nintendo was around, right? But they was not a game company. They came around until like 1984, 85. That's when they started. They're the ones that started to bring the Japanese company, brought the game industry back. But Atari was the original, and it was the first game console to be brought to the masses. Is an American game Atari. And from this record is from Michael Carpetta, and this is what he has to say. I cover all things tech, like he said, in the low-level chip design and 4K displays. Here, now this is what he says. There is a lot of mystery and well-deserved skepticism regarding Atari's upcoming re-entry into the game console market with the AtariBox. In the current landscape, however, there is a massive potential for Atari if the AtariBox is priced right and embraces the company's rich game heritage. You know what I think? This is some great news. Now, I said in a few previous videos before, I said I didn't want no Atari, but then you think about it, as they always say, more competition is good. Competition is great for the industry, because if Atari is great, everybody else benefits. Nintendo benefits, Sony benefits, and Microsoft benefits. I'm kind of sad that Sega not joining the fold. That would be the most ultimate competition ever, because all of the gaming countries, oh man, all of the gaming companies will be making their consoles. But you know what, Sega, I guess they don't want to come back. Here's another thing. This is what they have to say. All we definitely know about AtariBox at this point is what it looks like. It's been covered in many articles already, so you won't go into depths here. Suffice it to say that AtariBox is a slim setup box with a design language that harkens back to the original Atari 2600. Atari CEOs has also said that the AtariBox will leverage PC technology, and that's big, because that's big. Because this AtariBox that you see, it looked like it came back for. It looks like it's back for vengeance, back for revenge. It looked like it came back from out of the dead for something. It looks like it's something that came futuristic. When you look at the 2600, that's what it looks like. But in a futuristic tone. Look at the buttons and everything here. Look at the lights and everything. Except it doesn't have a cartridge. So I'm wondering how this game is going to operate. It's going to use PC technology. Now I wonder, is it going to be NVIDIA or AMD? Because right now Nintendo and NVIDIA has a partnership together. All right, they have a great partnership together. Now they say, assuming that second point is correct, that means AtariBox will likely feature a multi-core 86 processor, either AMD or NVIDIA graphics. It could even feature a custom AMD APU similar to what's already inside the Xbox One or PlayStation 4. I think personally that Atari is going to be with the AMD, because Nvidia has a partnership with Nintendo. They have a partnership, so they may not be working with anybody else, only with Nintendo, because they're a partnership. This is like a contract. It's a contract. So I don't see Atari working with Nvidia. I see them working with AMD for some reason, because AMD has all the contracts. Now here's another thing. He said a retro look of the console and the potential for it to use PC technology could mean a lot of things. First, the console could be capable of running modern games with visuals that rival the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. It can even be some sort of new Steam box that can access a majority of content available on Steam, but using PC technology also means that it will minimal effect for the platform and eliminate virtually all of Atari's previous consoles for 26 all the way up to the Jaguar, and that's the real hook. Now, Atari Jaguar wasn't a really great system, but they had a few decent games. I think NBA Jam Tournament Edition, they had a few decent games that was on the Atari Jaguar. I didn't really play it. They claimed it was 64 bits, but it wasn't. The real 64 system was the Nintendo 64. That was the real console. The Atari Jaguar only lasted about 3 years. It didn't last that long, you know. Here's another thing. He said retro gaming is hot right now. One needs to look no further than the success of the exclusive NES Classic Edition to know that consumers are still eager to play older games. Of course, I have a special place in my heart for the Commodore Amiga, and published an article last week about the building of retro Amiga around the Raspberry Pi 3. In only a few days that the article was guaranteed more interest than the vast majority of articles I have written in the last 6 months. That's interesting, man. That's really interesting. There are many reasons for retro gaming's popularity. There are obvious nostalgia involved for many consumers, but retro games are also typically cheaper and also can be similar to master. The themes which usually less intense and volley their modern games as well, which makes them better suited for small children. You know, Atari may be facing a steep uphill battle with the. Before I get into that, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you take a look at all 5 commercials that shows what Atari used to be in the 1970s and early 80s. I'm gonna let you take a look at this. Take a look.
Oh boy, skydiver! Pull the chute! Oh, I went too much to the right.
Maybe one of these days they'll let me play. They never seem to get tired of playing Atari. Probably because Atari has so many different games to play. Games like basketball, football, chess, bowling, outlaw. More than 30 games. But I never get to play.
I'll play with you, Daddy.
Thanks.
No other company offers you as many different video game cartridges as Atari.
Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back, a movie that challenged your imagination. Now a home video game where the challenge never ends. The Empire Strikes Back, only from Parker Brothers.
Okay, Atari, let's see your best pitch. You're out, Rose.
The Atari video computer system is 20 cartridges with 1,300 game variations you play on your own TV set.
You can't keep me in here, Atari.
Don't tonight. Play it.
I'd like an Atari 2600 system, please, and everything that goes with it.
Everything? You sure you want everything?
I want everything.
Now you get a new low price, up to $30 of rebate offers, and a free pack.
Is that everything?
It's not everything. You can get nearly 300 different cartridges.
300?
That's nothing.
It's something.
But it's not everything. Soon there'll be a voice module, trackball, remote control joysticks, and a computer keyboard.
It's amazing.
It's amazing, but it's not everything.
It's not everything.
Soon there'll be educational games, too.
Is that everything?
That's everything. For now.
For now?
The Atari 2600.
Now get up to $30 in rebate offers, plus a free Pac-Man.
So what do you think? So what do you people think about that? What do you think about Atari 2600? What do you think about the 2600, the 5200, the 7800? The first video game console, it was Pong. That was the games that Atari had. It was Pong. That was one of the first video games that was made in 1972. Pong. And then you had the popular Space Invaders. You had Asteroids, you had Pikmin, you had Miss Pikmin, and Centipede. There's a lot of other games I could go into, but there's a list of games that came into Atari's 2600, 5200, and 7800. And it was very popular back in those days. You know, this is very exciting news, man. It looks like Atari is looking to get back their redemption that they lost many 40 years ago, over 40 years ago. You know, they got stomped. You know, they're the ones. I think that they want that glory back because Nintendo took it from them. You know, they came out of nowhere. Nintendo and Sega took it from them, especially Nintendo, the big N, the Japanese company. You know, Atari is an American company. You know, I like to see American products do well as well. You know, I want to see everybody succeed, and Atari has a great opportunity. That is a sexy looking system. That Atari system, it looks legit. I think this one right here. I think this one is gonna have success. The Jaguar, I didn't really think, you know, back then I remember the Jaguar coming out. It had a big bulky controller and everything. You can see the controllers like, nah, come on. Nah. But that Atari looks like the 2600 from the future, back on steroids. I mean, it looks like it's back on the future, back ready to take over this game industry. But this is going to be the biggest. I see this game industry going to be the best game industry ever because you got PC, they got games, you got Xbox One bringing their guns, you got the Microsoft, the Xbox One X, and then you got the Nintendo Switch, Nintendo with their innovation with the Switch. So everybody except Sega, man. You know, I wish Sega would have came back, man. I really wish Sega would have came back. But you got everybody here. This is going to be the greatest game industry here. And to top it off, like I was saying before, Atari may be facing a steep uphill battle in the console market where Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo reign supreme. But should the AtariBox offer a mix of compelling titles along the ability to play the multitude of classic games from Atari consoles of the past, it could be appealing to an extreme wide segment of the gaming market, especially if it undercuts the competition on price. They better undercut the competition on price. Throw in the ability to stream content from popular services like Netflix, Hulu, and Atari could have a real winner on its hands. And I think this system, I really hope it has success. A real winner on its hands. This is a real interesting gaming industry. It's starting to get real industry because now Nintendo's starting to pick up in sales. Now they're starting to get a couple of streaming services. You got the Xbox One X coming out. You got PlayStation 4, and they talking about PlayStation 5 in 2020 and all that other stuff. So I don't know. This is getting really interesting, people, man. So all I gotta say is, people, sound off in the comment section, and don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. As I say, slam the like button, slam the dislike button, slam the subscribe button. You know, let me know what you think about this thing with the AtariBox. Would y'all pick one up? Do you want it to be successful? Let me know in the comments, people, because it's gonna get great. I'm actually excited for this thing now. Hearing this, I want to see what this system could do for all the gaming fans, and I want to see Atari have success. You know, it's been a long time. They've been catching it. They've been out of it for 40 years, for over 30 years, man. It's time for them to come back. So I want to say, everybody have a peace. People have a good, and keep on gaming. I'm in that Splatoon, people. I see y'all on Splatoon too, man. I'm gonna be out there. I can't wait, man. So besides that, I can't wait, and I'm gonna say peace out and have a good day. Peace.